Go to the motherfucking video. I mean, it should say I'm going live. Let me start bouncing around and checking shit. Oh, wait a minute. Damn. Okay, let's see. Because I'm up. Alright, let me find myself on this shit. So I know if my audio levels are up. Oh, wow. No, not that. I mean, that sound good on the phone. So I guess I'm cool. Alright, anyway. Anyway. Alright, this is my first official video. Yesterday was supposed to be the first, but I had a lot of audio problems. So I don't hear no echoes, I don't hear no funny shit, so we're about to get cracking. Alright. Cause the last two times, seeing this is throwing my ass off. Oh shit. Seeing this is throwing my ass off. Oh shit. Seeing this is throwing my ass off. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck on, dude. Oh yeah, there is no echo. But I'm only hearing myself back because of this phone. Anyway. Now yesterday I did like 2 hammers because I recorded twice. The first time I did this shit, it didn't even save. But it should be saving. Now let me let me check. How you check this shit? Damn, I'm doing a whole bunch of shit on the fly. Yeah, it's actually saving my broadcast, so I should be good. Anyway. Yeah, yesterday I did 2 different hammers because I recorded myself the first time. It didn't save. And then I recorded myself again. And the whole thing was like I was hearing myself like 3 different times. I mean, just the whole thing was fucked up. So I guess this is like the first time that everything should be straight. So and then I still can't I still don't know how to like to read the chat if somebody was saying something. Cause I don't see it. I don't see it on my screen, but oh shit. It's like fuck it, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so like, so anyway, so this is the first motherfucking thing I'm doing, and I hope everything turns out right with this. Cause I checked myself on the phone, and I don't hear any audio issues, so I'm assuming that everything should be straight. Uh, Let me go back. And then it was like I was saying, how do you like I was actually going through like how do you do certain shit. I mean, I was basically teaching a class. You know what I mean? And I was talking all types of crazy shit, and oh, it was just a nightmare. That whole audio shit was crazy. I mean, the shit was trash. Wait a minute. I don't want to go back too far, but wait a minute. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was going through the shit like the whole control and R, doing the loop cuts and everything. And it's just the whole thing wasn't even saving. Like I said, hopefully now I mean, like the whole audio shit, but now everything seems like it's straight, so yeah. And then I'm not even the type of person to be like teaching the shit, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't be in front of a class teaching nothing. Like with students and shit. Alright, like this hammer is alright. This hammer is cool. This, nope. Oh shit, you serious, dude? Come on. I mean, what I just did was a fucking rookie mistake. Cause it just ended up doing the shit twice. Yeah, I did it more than once actually. But anywho, it's getting fixed. Yeah, it's getting fixed. I mean, this whole thing right here should be easy to pull off. Cause I'm looking at a drawing I did on my laptop, and let me see. Uh, yeah. All right. Let me mirror this shit real quick. Clipping on. Cause I was telling. Let's see. Is this gonna be cool? Yeah, this is cool. Cause I was kind of explaining to my mom how this mirror image thing works. Cause she was like, I don't want to give people the wrong impression that doing this is easy. I mean, like the first thing, like the hot, you got to learn the hotkeys, and the hotkeys are like different things for like like if you want to, let's see, if you want to go, like if you select the whole the object, you just press A for all, like the all of the object that's selected. If you like select something, you want to delete it, you press X, and then choose like the vertices, edges, or faces. Like this orange like part right here is a face. The little dots are vertices, and the lines between here are the edges. And so like, trying to actually learn how to like, remember the hotkeys is something else. And then it's like you got to learn the like shift plus something, control plus something, alt plus something. You got to learn that. But I mean, once you take like maybe like 2 weeks trying to figure this out, and you get hooked up like with the right lessons, I mean, it gets better. It gets better. But it's like, bro. But I was explaining to my mom, I was like, all you got to do is do half of the car. Work on it. I mean, it's kind of like a simplified version. You just work on half of the car, and then you do a mirror modifier like I did, and you basically got the whole car because you don't need to work on both sides at the same time. Because if you manually do it, one side will be slightly different from the other. So just to avoid that issue, you could just do one side and have that done. And it's like right now I'm kind of running into a slight problem. Yeah, I'm running into a slight issue. But it's like, whatever. Let's see, is this gonna do this shit now? Cause, wow, nope. Damn. And then it's like even trying to figure like some certain things out. Like it's more than one way to like get around a certain issue. Cause I mean, like thinking about like, yeah. See, I'm running into a real problem right here. But like it's like if you run into a like a problem, there's ways to get around it. Even though you're not supposed to be running into issues, but at the same time though, like it's not as bad as because I mean you're trying to like because you know this is part of a video game I'm trying to make. Like this is a weapon for a character, and like you're thinking about yeah. See, here's a lot of yeah, but it's whatever. Anyway, so it's like you're trying to like this is like a complex thing. You're like making a video game, and if you do this, this is going to happen, and this is going to get messed up. But shit, like at the same time, it's not that serious. But just thinking about like you're working on a video game, everything is going to be serious. But it is actually not that bad. And plus, they always say like have fun with something. And it's like, bro, like at first you're not gonna. I mean, you could have fun with it, but like I said, it's nerve wracking. Like you know, for me playing video games all my life, I want to be in the video game industry, and then it's like this this gives me the opportunity to actually like do it, and I'm basically almost learning on my own. It is nerve wracking. You know, like even like with this, what I just did, I just press S on the like select the part I wanted. Like with this is the face that I wanted, and like once you select it, you press S, and you know you could scale it. You know, using the mouse, you know, moving the mouse from left to right or up and down. And like even what I'm doing right here, like no, that's not the like right here is just I'm gonna press E to extrude it, press E, and so it could go straight down. I'm gonna press Z for the Z axis, and there you go. Cause, and that was one thing I had to wrap my head around, like which, cause this is X, Y, Z, and which axis is what. So like up and down is the Z axis, left and right is the X, and Y is like basically forward and back. And so like that's one thing I had to get used to learning. But like you know, it's kind of like all this little technical stuff, and even with the high keys, I mean, some of the stuff is like almost self-explanatory because they use the first initial and the first letter mostly. Like if you want to extrude something, you're gonna press E. If you want to grab something, you're gonna press G. if you want to fill in a face, you press fill, like F for fill. And so, like I said, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, but like I said, some things is like different techniques on how you do certain stuff. Nope. That is going to be a slight problem. But as of now, like I'm technically like at this point, because I've been doing 3D modeling since January of this year. And then then I got into like this particular program in April. And so the hell, bitch. And so like pretty much like I've been cruising. Like at this point, it's November. I mean, certain techniques I still gotta figure out. Like one thing I had to watch this video. How do you do like draw bevels on different surfaces and whatnot? Like I had to like watch some dude because he was making shoes and he was doing like the rubber part of the shoe, and I was like basically like, damn, how you do that? And he explained it in the video and everything. But I mean, he was cool. And that's another problem. Some of these tutorials, dude. I mean, it's just because rather some people are trying to be funny. People ain't getting to the point. People just acting stupid. I'm like, man, my man. It's just ridiculous. But like this dude, he was actually cool though. And then like some of the stuff that he was saying, like I already knew. I just didn't know like two steps at the end. Oh, you know what? Let's see. And then I hate when they say just like do something and play around with it. It's like, my man, I don't want to play around with this, dude. I want results. I want to know how you did this. I don't want to play around with nothing. And that's just like I said, I'm not even trying to like I mean if you whoever's watching this, they get some type of they get something out of it, that's cool, but or if somebody asks me a question like how'd you do the whole solidify, that's another thing. Solidify, you could use a solidify modifier. Like where is it at? I don't even really use the solidify modifier. It's somewhere in this bitch. Yeah, here it is, the solidify modifier. But sometimes if it's something like small or minute like this, all I did was hold control F and just, solidify, and then the little button would like the window will pop up and then you change it. But if you touch something, you know, that little window would like disappear. So while it's solid, while you like hold control plus F, as soon as you say solidify faces and a window pops up, go to the window and change the number like I just previously did. But if you hit Control F and touch solidify faces and you just like go somewhere else, it would disappear. I forgot how to bring it back. I heard it one time, but I mean, if you don't, I mean, just basically like hold Control plus Z to go back and then just do it again. I mean, it's not that big of an issue, but and then what I'm about to do here, which I've done a lot of other like weapons before, but I just started doing this. Like, okay, let's see, in order to get this whole ring that goes around, what I do is hold Alt and Shift and click between the two vertices to select the whole ring. And so I'm about to do the same down here. Like, but I hold Shift this time. Hold Shift, and so you could have like select two different things. And what I'm about to do is press P to separate, selection, boom. Now the handle is its own separate object. It doesn't belong to the original hammer that I extruded from. So, I mean, you don't have to name stuff, but I mean, it helps that you do. And so now, separate it from the hammer. And if you want to put it back into place, basically undo, because I'm like holding the left mouse button, just press the right mouse button to undo the movement you did, so it could go back into its original place. So since that's separated, now for this, because this was a concept that I kind of didn't, when I first was trying to, I'm gonna say this when I do like clothes for the model, but what I just did, you're gonna see a yellow ring pop up. I held Control R, hold Control, press R at the same time, and you see this. It's a loop cut. If you want more loop cuts, all you have to do is just use the mouse wheel and go up on the mouse. If you want to decrease the rings, you know, have less rings, you use the middle mouse wheel to go down. So, but I'm about to undo all this because I'm about to slightly do something different. I just undid it by just, while the rings were still yellow, press right on the mouse pad, I mean the mouse button, on right on the mouse. And so I'm just about to like do something different. See, and once you Control R and press left on the mouse button, when the ring is orange, you could move it up or down on the mouse button. Like the mouse, use the mouse. And even with this, like, if you want to change the way, like, since it's still selected, you know, you can move it. Just don't cross through. because it'll add more faces in within faces, and so that's not cool. Because you're supposed to have clean topology. And so I'm just moving these for now. Select faces with these. I mean, I don't, cause okay, like in order to select vertices, edges, faces, you can press 1, 2, or 3 on the keyboard, not the numpad, cause that was something else I had to try to like grasp, because I don't know, because people wasn't acting right, because they never specified what 1, 2, or 3 they was talking about until you watch other videos, and then you find out like, oh, he was talking about like on the actual keyboard, not the numpad. So anyway, so I'm about to just select these faces, hold Alt, press E, extrude faces along normal, and just use like the mouse to, make it, bigger or whatever. And so that's what this is. Forget that. Cause I don't want to be like, yeah, I don't want to be doing all that. But anyway, like for me, it kind of takes me slightly a while to do something. Cause like I'm one of those artists that I genuinely don't like finishing something, like finishing my like projects and everything, cause it just feels like it's over, and I got too attached to it. And that's like one thing people say you don't do, especially with characters. Like, don't get attached to your like characters and everything. But like with this, like with a hammer or something, I mean, cause I'm gonna be making multiple weapons, so it's cool. But I take like a while to like finish something. But at the same time, I do this like for hours. So it's like I make up time for like if say if somebody was like working on something for like, I don't know, forever how long, I'm like putting in overtime basically. I mean, as of right now, I mean, it's basically for this sledgehammer is basically finished. So I mean, I could move on to something else, but yeah, I could move on to something else. And then it's like using circle select. That's gonna save you a lot of time. All you gotta do is do C, press C on the keyboard, and to make it bigger, you use the mouse wheel. You go down on the mouse wheel, and to make it smaller, up. and then, and if you want to remove it right on the mouse pad, now let's see how did dude do this shit? Cause I've seen it. Uh, yeah, cause this technique I just saw. I just saw this like the other day, and I already forgot. Let me check my shit. Yeah, it wasn't this. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, what do you do to get this? Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Like I mean, right now I'm just seeing how would this actually look. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, right here is Homegirl's hammer, a sledgehammer. And, I mean, all I gotta do is like parent the sphere at the bottom to this, and like parent the handle to the cube. But I'm just gonna hold off on that just in case I want to like do something different. See, and then that's another thing. Like I might want to change something up real quick. And, like do something else, or like maybe like for this hammer, like maybe it shouldn't be a sphere at the bottom. Maybe it should be a cube. Who knows? Or like maybe I want to do like every other like part right here. Let me try to do this real quick. Maybe I wanted to do something like that. I mean, who knows? Like a matter of fact, yeah, no. So like I said, for me, this shit is fun because I'm up here trying. I'm like, I would say this is kind of like the first time in my life I'm living a dream. Because I told this story the first recording. Like I'm having like, because I wanted to be in the video game industry ever since I played Streets of Rage 2. Because the first time I played video games was in Christmas 1989. It was Mario with Duck Hunt and Where's Waldo. And then I played Streets of Rage. Like, man, when was I played Streets of Rage 2 like somewhere when it came out. I didn't play 1 until later, but the first one I played was part 2. And I was like, I wanted to make a game out of this. Like, you know, something like this. And that's basically, like I said, I wanted to live the dream. Now I'm actually, all these years later, thinking I was going to make a 2D game, but my first attempt in making a video game is 3D now. So, but anyway, right now, this is the hammer. This is finished. Technically. So I'm going to just save this. Move on. Because this shit usually happens. Weapons. Yeah. This is finished. Now I'm about to check something real quick. The hell? Wait a minute, I don't know this is going. Let's see. Shoes. Okay, here we go. Because I did this in the previous videos, because I'm about to explain these shoes. Now I'm about to explain these shoes real quick. Because I did the one with the platform. So I might as well do the regular one. Alright. And this is my audio is pretty solid. Like I could explain this. I could explain this and be pretty cool. Because I'm about to do, like, I might as well just wait till I get there. Let me push this back a little bit. Okay, in order to see this from the top, press 7 on the numpad to get an overhead view of this. And what I'm about to do is going to like transparent and put the two ends here. Add the loop cuts. And then just size this up by pressing G to grab the vertices, like select the vertices and then press G on the keyboard and get the soles. And you know, this is kind of hard concentrating on this. And like doing this at the same time. Like talking and doing this at the same time. And to get the two ends to like basically feel those. So add another one. And add one here. Kind of round them off. Alright. Now to go back in the front view, front orthographic, press 1 on the numpad. But this black background right here is going to be like a problem. Because I couldn't see the vertices at first. Yeah, this shit is hard to see. Okay, that's cool. So basically what I need to do is bring these up and use this like the green circle to rotate. Put that right there. Like basically line it up with the top of the sole as best as possible. I mean, you could use like G to grab certain vertices and bring them up. Cause I've done like heels like this, like modeling it, like not using vertices, but this was like the first time. Yeah, see, this is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna select all of it Make sure everything is lined up as best as possible. So him extrude, he to extrude. And try to get it right here because of the open toe part. Wait, before I do that, because all I did, because these two vertices weren't connected, so all I did was select it and press J on the keyboard to join. Now I'm gonna press A to select all, E to extrude, Z on the Z axis, bring it up just a little bit to select this part, and everything else, if it's selected on the top, need to extrude, but wait a minute, damn, before I do that, like added a new one here. Okay, wait a minute, let me check. Yeah, that's cool. And just line up the vertices with the shoe as best as possible. Just like this. And just add another loop cut to get to the back. Like, cause at this point, this is like a low poly version of the shoe. It's not nothing fancy. Not yet, at least. Cause you're gonna wanna like have low poly models. Cause I don't think I ever heard this particular like technique, but like the way I'm working is like I use a lot of low polys, and then if I want to change up something, I could just like duplicate the shoe and or like copy it or save as something like another shoe and work on it while keeping the original intact, just so I can have different shoes. Because since I'm trying to make an open world game, and you know you collect different clothing items or find stuff out in the world, you know, instead of just keep doing this over and over again, you already have the base shoe. Like you have the geometry of the original shoe, because this particular like peep toe shoes are for a particular character. So when she finds shoes, it's always this, but like different like types. Like one like the platform might be like wider, like you know, it won't be like this. It'll be more of a platform, or like the heel itself will be different. So you could just constantly keep using the same model over and over and over again. And so, like that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm adding a loop cut right here. And I'm going to drag this up. Select these at the bottom. Extrude on the Z. I can shut this off now. I'm trying to make this as even as possible. Add loop cuts, and not that many. That's another thing. Like try not to make too many loop cuts. Like for low poly, like even for some people, this may like not programmers, game devs in the industry. Like even though this might be too much, but I'm doing me though. Shit, let's see. Yep. I mean, this is a low poly version of a peep toe heel shoe. Let's bring this back. And in order to let me add one more loop cut here. So if we go in, damn. Now it's like what I meant was like this is part of the heel right here, all of this. Even though I'm not going to save this particular part, But it's like with this, select the heel part and just press P on the keyboard, select it, and just, because I'm gonna just name this. And see, now the heel is its own object, just like with the hammer I did previously. And the reason to do this, like I said, because you're going to be changing the actual model like enough times, depending on how many like items you want your character to, like, you know, shoes that you want your character to wear or whatever. But like, let me go back. Like an object, when it's selected, you know, you got your shoe. Press and hold shift. So hold and press shift, press D, and you duplicate it. And so you could change, like I'm gonna hide the original, and then so you could like, I don't know, wait, let's see. You could make it like a platform, but you have to like obviously match the platform, like the part you're extruding, you know, with the heel. But I mean, you get the point. So it could be technically a different shoe. So that's like basically it right there. I mean, I gotta like fix these little endpoints, but yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. And plus, just like with the hammer in the beginning, if you don't like a particular side, you know, you can like, you could select, I mean, you could like select one side, get rid of its faces. I mean, there's still a lot left, but then mirror image and just work on the one side that you liked, or the side that's more even. So you could just have like a perfect, because you could have a perfect like geometry all the way around, because some of this is not like as perfect as I wanted to be. But I mean, you just work on it, and you know, you got to lift this part up, you know, for the foot to slide in, and get rid of the vertices for the like the whole. I've seen this dude do this once. Cause I will say, and the weird thing about this is like if you like have a picture like a reference image up like this, if you have a reference image like this up and you save it and it come back, like the whole picture would be pink. It would just be a pink plane. Like, I don't know what the fuck was that about, but yeah, see, you got your hole. You got to fill this in, though. You technically got your shoe, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Yeah, you could like move up. Yeah, see? And, you know, cut that part out. But then since I'm working on the duplicate, I could do whatever I want to, really. Yep, there you go. And just, I mean, then you just gotta like, see, but even with this, maybe it'll look good square instead of completely rounded. Or you want to like round it off. You know, it's just a whole bunch of possibilities. I mean, since you got this going on like this, so I mean, but technically the shoe is finished. Like her, like, because I did the platform version in the last video I had to delete, so this is actually the one that's not a platform. Not too much. Damn, man, even the savers. So that's it for the shoe. That is it. So right now I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna bounce and I will be back.